All right, come. Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom to the Torah tribes, Yasharala, giving the course, all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, Mashak Abashah. That's all praises, honor, glorification unto the Most High God, Yahweh. In the name of His only begotten Son, Abashah, this is Brother Yasharala.
Brother,
coming back to y'all yet another video through the Spirit of God, Yahweh, BAHASHAM, Mashak Abashah. All right, so, and also, of course, putting the plug in, right, to the right of you. To the right of me, if you didn't know, it's Brother AHBAYAH of the W5 Atlanta. He has a YouTube channel named AHBAYAH. You can check that out for yourself. It's just titled AHBAYAH, as well as Instagram, right? He has an Instagram page with edification, right? Going about like 2,000 followers. So he's well known, all right? He's well known, put like that. So, but yeah, right? Check it, just check him out, subscribe to him. You know what I'm saying? And also the W5, right? Atlanta. So all praise to Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Let's get into this, right? So this is going into current events, right? Current events, prophecy, what's going on, what things that's going on in the world, right? And what time we're living in, all right? Because the Lord said to measure out the time, right? So we have to be measuring the time to see what type of time we're on, right? Let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 9. I know I was going to kick it off with a different precept, but hey, so the Spirit lead us, 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. So the Lord said, measure thou the time diligently, right? So we have to be diligently going through the books, going through the chronology, right? And seeing what time we're living in, right? It says diligently. So we can't be saying, no brother should be saying, we're still waiting for Yahawashi to come back. Or we're still waiting for Yahawashi to come the first time. No, brother, that's not measuring the time diligently, right? No brother should be saying, right, we're waiting for Moses to deliver us, right, out of the physical Egypt, No brother should be saying that. We're not living during the time of actual Exodus, you know what I'm saying, of actual, we're still not waiting for Yahawashi to come back the first time, right? We're waiting for Yahawashi to come back the second time, right? So that's measuring the time diligently, right? Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So the Lord is visiting the earth right now, all right? The Lord is visiting the earth. You can see that through all the uproars of the people, through the storms and tempests that's plaguing Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? Through all the things that's going on in the world, you understand that the Most High is visiting the earth right now, right? Come on. Verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. We have that going on right now. There's literally, and we can pull it up, we can get into it through the Spirit, but there's literally uproars in every nation, right? Every great nation, there's uproars of the people, whether that's concerning, mandatory beast things, if you have ears to hear, right? And mandatory beast things, there's people that's uproaring about that, uprising about that, whether it's about wearing your mask or no mask, whether it's about their jobs or, the economy is collapsing, right? Or whatever it is, they're having an uproar, right? Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So the Most High already spoke of this from time past, from ancient days, which also proves the Bible to be true, right? So Khan, you got it, King.
That's right. Let me get this real quick in 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7.
Khan.
But the end of all things is at hand. That the end of all things is at hand, man. You walk into the store, you open the door for everybody, you intermingling with everybody at a social gathering, you partying, you turning up on Friday and Saturday. The Lord, Peter just said, the Lord just spake through Peter saying at the end of all things is, it's by the end of this thing, man, is at hand. And it reads, be ye therefore sober and watch into prayer. So you should be praying, every chance you got, because you're not going to be able to pray in that day when all hell break loose. Because judgment going to begin at the house of God. Let me get this real quick in 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God. And if it first began at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God? So all hell going to break loose within the nation of Israel, right? First, that's why you see the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Those are the main people targeted to get the COVID shots. Because they're not trying to go out after these other nations. They're trying to come against us as a nation of people. And guess what? A lot of people are going to take that in the nation of Israel. But the Lord just said that the judgment is going to begin at the house of God. How much more the heathen, man? So all hell is about to break loose. So the Lord just said, I'm going to read it again one more time. It's like I just missed it. Never mind. The Lord didn't want it to come out again. I'm going to get it real quick, actually, again. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. So, Con, you got it.
That's right, man. The end of all things is at hand. Right? What does it mean it's at hand? It's nigh, even at the doors, as the Lord said. It's near. The end of all things is near. Right? So we have to be constantly watching for YAHAWASHI. Because when YAHAWASHI comes back, that's the end of Esau's rulership, you know, completely. When YAHAWASHI comes back, that's the end of Esau's rulership, essentially, right? Because then, what is YAHAWASHI going to do? He's going to save the nation of Israel. That's Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 5. You know, they're going to dwell in peace. He's going to save them, right? And he's going to put down the wicked, right? The Lord said in Psalm chapter 50, right, that he's going to come with fire, right? Let's go to that real quick. Psalm chapter 50 and verse 3, our God shall come and shall not keep silence. What does that mean? The Lord's not going to come silently, right? The Lord said, like how, as you see the lightning in the east and in the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be, right? So meaning what? You're going to see the lightning, right? Those lightnings in Maryland and stuff like that. Everybody sees that, right? There's no way you can't like see it because it's this big flash of light, right in your face. So it says that what? Our God shall come and shall not keep silence. The Lord's not keeping silence when he comes, right? No, he's going to plead his case. What does that mean? He's going to plead with the wicked, man, right? You know, he's going to confront the wicked. He's going to put them down, right? A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. So that's how the Lord's coming back, you know, with fire, right? And you don't, and the Lord's not just going to come back with fire, just to, you know, maybe he's trying to cook up some fried chicken or something like that, right? Maybe the Lord's coming back to bring us fire in this cold winter, you know. No, the Lord's coming back with fire to burn up the inhabitants of the earth. That's literally hella prophecies in Isaiah, right? That's Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15, for example, right? But come.
I appreciate that real quick. In Matthew chapter 10 and verse 34, think not that I am come to send peace on earth, if not to send peace, but Lord. When the Lord came on earth, man, even in this time, he didn't come to send peace, man. And that was the most peaceable man when he came in the flesh on the earth. So in the second coming, how much more? He's going to come with fire, hailstorm, brimstone, all hell going to break loose. The Lord's not coming with peace. He's coming with destruction. But that's all I'm at.
Con, that's right. I got a precept on that too. It's Luke chapter 12, verse 49. I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I if it already be kindled? So the Lord said he came to send fire on the earth, you know? And that fire is multifold, you know what I'm saying? That fire is multifold, right? It's like
God, that's right. The fire is multifold, man. Physical. It could be spiritual as well. Going through hell, tribulation, all hell breaking loose, right? That's what the Lord's going to do when he come back. I'm going to get the verse that the brother was quoting real quick. Con, you got it.
Con, the water, right? Yeah, so it could be on the spiritual level and on the physical level, like the brother said, right? How you put, right? On a spiritual and a physical level. Because the Lord, he's coming with fire. That's already hella prophecies in the Old Testament, right? That he's coming with fire. But the Lord also is bringing fire upon the earth, right? About that affliction, right? That affliction that's coming, right? That fire that the saints have to go through to be purified with, man. So that's coming to us too, right? The fifth seal is about to open, right? And that fifth seal is essentially Jacob's trouble, right? You read about that in Revelation 6 and 9, the persecution of the saints. That's coming as well, right? So we have to be watching, man, right? We should be, up to date, looking on the news, right? Going into the Twitter outlets and all this stuff, right? Watching on the news and the alternative media outlets and all that stuff. We have to be watching because at any moment, all hell could break loose, Come.
That's what the Lord said. One of his last sayings in Revelation, he's gonna come quickly, man. He's gonna come quickly like a thief. You never know when the Lord's gonna come. You never know when a thief gonna come. You can be sleeping. You might be eating some cereal at 3 a.m. in the morning. Next thing you know, all hell breaking loose. The window get kicked in. He's robbing you. All hell breaking loose. Same thing with the Lord. You never know when the Lord will come back. But this Revelation chapter 22 and verse 20, he which testifieth these things saith, surely I come quickly. Amen. Even so, come, Lord Yahuwah. And that was in red. Surely I come quickly. So the Lord will come so quick, it's going to catch you off guard. Same thing when, in life, all hell might break loose at school. Something just happens that kind of caught you off guard. You can be like, man, that kind of happened quick. Same thing with the Lord. You might be in the store, you're getting ready for a new moon. You might be getting ready for this, that, and the third. Then all hell break loose. Next thing you know, you're in the wilderness on a run in Jacob's trouble. That can happen so quickly. You never know what the Lord can do. So you got to keep watch. You got to understand what times you're in. You're not in the time of, like the brother was saying, Moses. You're not in the time of Ezra. You're not in the time of Peter, James, John, and back in Roman captivity. Hey, this is the end times, man, the end of days. It's 11:59. But
Khan, that's right, man. That's right. And also, I want to get this too, right? This is the book of Proverbs, right? Before we move on, right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 34, right? It says, blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. You see that? So the Lord said, blessed is the man that heareth me. Heareth who? Heareth wisdom. Right? The Lord said, blessed are they that hear the words of the prophecy of this book and keep those sayings which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Right? That's Revelation chapter 1, verse 3, right? Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. See that? So even John said that too, right? That the time is at hand. So you have to be keeping these precepts with you, right? Hearing daily, right? The words of wisdom, right? Because in Proverbs 8 and verse 34, it says, blessed is a man that heareth me. That me is talking about wisdom. So you're blessed when you hear that wisdom, right? The Lord said in the book of Luke, right? Yea, rather, they that hear my words and keep them, right? Because, hold on, let me try to find that real quick. Right, so right. I think I gotta look it up. Right. Oh, it's right here. All praise. Right. This is, Luke chapter 11 and verse 27. It says, and it came to pass as he spake these things, a certain woman of the company lift up her voice and said unto him, blessed is the womb that bare thee, and the paps which thou hast sucked. So somebody came to Yahuwah trying to praise Mary. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, get Yahuwah, or not necessarily get Yahuwah, but to basically, put that praise onto Yahuwah's mother. Just like how you Catholics do that too, right? Yes, I'm calling you Catholics out, man. Right? That is pure idolatry to be praying to Mary, right? Pure idolatry. And that doesn't make any sense. There's no precepts to back that up either. All right. But it says what? Verse 28. But he said, yea, So the Lord's like, yeah, whatever, Khan, yeah, yeah, Khan, right? That's what he's saying, right? Yay. Rather, blessed are they that hear the word of God and keep it. So you're blessed, you're more blessed when you hear the word of the Most High and you keep it. What does that mean? You keep it, right? Because the Lord said that in the book of James, chapter 1 as well, right? You can't just be a hearer of the law. You have to be a doer as well. We have to be hearing wisdom and keeping wisdom with us, because guess what? Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and is going to be the stability of your times and strength of salvation, right? That's what's going to keep us stable in this unstable society. We want to keep that wisdom with the precepts with us, right? That's 2 Ezra chapter 16. We have to keep these precepts with us every day, right? And so much more when all hell breaks loose. Because some brothers may be isolated. That's 2 Ezra chapter 16. One man shall desire to hear another man's voice, right? That's isolation right there. You may not have your brothers with you when all hell breaks loose. So it's up to you, or on a physical level, to endure that thing, right? And to keep the precepts with you. You may not have your phone. Oh yeah, what is that precept? Right, let me go to it real quick. Oh yeah, no, right? But yeah, come on, and so and let me just finish the verse. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 34. Blessed is a man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. So we have to be watching daily at her gates, right? The gates of wisdom, right? So we have to be watching, keeping up to date about what's going on. Cotton, you got it. It's luck, yeah.
No, you good. You got it.
No, you got it.
All right, Con, you got it. We can start getting into it.
Okay, calm. All right. So what I wanted to pull up was, all right, stuff about the flooding, and of course, Hurricane Ida. Okay. So if we know about Hurricane Ida, all right, everybody should know about Hurricane Ida. That's something that you should know, right? So let me see. Okay. So let's see what this is, right?
Stretching from Lafayette through Baton Rouge over to New Orleans and Point South. That's where they're expecting the heaviest rainfall. And you hate to make comparisons with other storms because every storm is different, but remember that last year with Laura, we had very strong winds extending through most of the state because of how strong it was and how large that storm was. But we're going to see something very similar with Hurricane Ida. With the rain amounts that I just mentioned, flash flooding is a very real concern. And this is a very large storm. One of the things the National Weather Service told us that from the center of the storm extending eastward, it could be up to 160 miles, and then another 120 or 130 miles over to the west. So you look at it.
So when you read this, it says, this will be one of the strongest hurricanes to hit anywhere in Louisiana since at least the 1850s, right? That's what they said about Hurricane Ida. And guess what? Hurricane Ida, right, has been plaguing Louisiana and also parts of like a little bit of not Minnesota, but Mississippi, right, as well. And so guess what? What's in New Orleans, right? What's in Louisiana? Louisiana is big for a lot of oil that comes from, I believe, the Gulf of Mexico. So, and now they're being closed because they can't conduct any business with the hurricane, right? So if the oil and the gas is coming from here, because gas comes from here, right? It goes through the Gulf of Mexico, that goes into Louisiana. Louisiana is heavy on that, those kind of imports, right? So if there's no gas coming in, that means that what? Gas prices are going to go up, right? Now, about how much they go up, That's, the Lord knows that. But they're going to go up nevertheless, even over here all the way in California. And California actually gets basically their own gas because we do have our own ports and stuff like that. We do get a lot of, we're kind of independent when it comes to that kind of stuff. But, even gas prices, in Georgia, right? Alabama, states that's especially near Louisiana might go up, right? Because of inflation, right? And there's not enough gas to come around because of the hurricane. So this hurricane caused by YAHAWAH and YAHAWASHI is just making all hell to break loose, So, and that's the Lord visiting the earth, right? You get a point?
Yeah, the Lord is stirring up these spirits, stirring, sending forth angels to stir up these elements, spirits, to have all chaos to happen on the earth. It's not coincidence that a big behind hurricane is hitting America at this time. Not coincidence, right? The Lord just sending forth attacks. And when you look into war, war is not always about head-on collision. War is very tactical. Sometimes it can be practical in nature to what's called to take over your enemy. We know that the enemy of the Most High is these heathen, or if you disobey the Lord, the Most High. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, in war, let's say you do certain little things to take down your enemies slowly but surely, save them with the Most High. He sends forth these little attacks like the hurricanes, small earthquakes. All these small things will accumulate and turn into a bigger thing than it really was when it accumulates. And it's really doing a lot of destruction over time. And this has been happening for a while. And that's how the Lord gets down, man. The Lord is very patient and long-suffering and a very, very knowledgeable God in this thing, man. It says that the Lord is known in judgment. But let me just get this real quick. You said right 39 and verse 28, and it reads, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them." So it's not a coincidence that a hurricane was right there. There's no such thing as a coincidence. There's no coincidence that Jersey, the turnpike, it was flooded in this thing, man. All hell breaking loose. I know what's called at stores. A lot of people are buying generators. All hell breaking loose. People panic buying generators. It been raining in Georgia for not a lot, but it been raining in Georgia. So the Lord is doing certain things to kind of stir up the spirits on earth to kind of get ready for this thing, man. Because that's all I wanted to say.
That's right, man. That's right. It says, right, that's the Lord's judgment. And like how the brother says, no coincidence that Hurricane Ida is plaguing America right now, as of this moment, because, the Lord's just been hitting plagues to America, slowly but surely he's been hitting the plagues, man, right? It says Hurricane Ida is expected to rapidly strengthen before plummeting Louisiana on Sunday, forcing evacuations in New Orleans and the surrounding coastal region on the eve of the 16th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. Like we said, Hurricane Katrina, this may be Hurricane Katrina back on the earth. Hurricane Ida. Because the Lord, he deals with regeneration and recycling the spirits, right? He said that with kingdoms, he does that with people, right? So it's not far-fetched that he would do it with certain type of storms as well, It says, right, strengthen, there was also something else, right? The winds. It says, we're to talk about that. Yeah, console is all the way up to like 150 miles per hour of wind. So at 150 miles per hour, that's the wind, bro. That is the wind. So if the wind is that powerful, I heard that it even pushes the cars. That's what I heard, that it also pushes the cars. It can also take you out of, off your feet at 150 miles per hour, right? And that is hella fast, So, right? And that's from CNN. Okay, and there's also a lot of other stuff about it, right? You also have tornadoes at the same time, right? That's crazy. So this is in New Jersey. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Tornadoes. Right? You also have the New York floods. Look at how much water is coming out. Look. See that? That's crazy. How much water is coming out. And if you're not awake, you could die in there. If you were just laying down in your bed and you didn't know what was going on, you could drown in there. All right.
Oh my God! It's all gone. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Right here doing some.
See that? That's Esau. That's Esau, bro. That's Esau trying to cry out to the Most High. The Most High's not hearing it, bro. See that?
You still there, King? Then that brother froze up. But hey, man, let me get this precept real quick. In Proverbs, in Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 61, and it reads, Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 61. I'll start verse 60. Yeah, I think it froze up.
Gone, yeah. I guess so, yeah.
That's Esau trying to take it down. We kind of exposing him, man.
See that? It's Esau trying to take it down.
Yeah.
Hey, man. This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 11. All right. Esau trying to take it down, tampering with it. Come on now, Esau.
Yeah, that never really happened, so.
Yeah, come on. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we're not ignorant of the devices of Satan. That's the device of Satan right there. Start taking down the damn. I'm just showing videos. That's all I'm doing, right? Now that Esau wants to tamper with it. Why all of a sudden my Wi-Fi just started going out, on the thing? Why? All I'm doing is just looking at video. I'm just looking on Twitter, Oh, Consulate. I thought you froze. God. It's like, dang. But yeah, let's kind of, get back to it, right? Okay, so you have flooding in the subways of New York, right? And that's crazy because New York is known for its subways, and now the Most High's flooding it, right? Kind of symbolic also of what, the Most High basically pronouncing that this kingdom is over. You know, it's over now, right? Because you have all this water that's coming in, you know, and this water is also, you know, symbolic for that living water, man. That living water coming into Babylon, plaguing it, you know, because that living water is contrary to the water that we have, that Babylon has right now. You know, Babylon has, you know, because everything's the opposite of that which is. As much as the Lord has that living water, you know, the living water, or basically on the left-hand side is that water of death, right? If he has ears to hear, right? Because this is Revelation 22 verse 11. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb, right? So this pure river of water of life is coming down. It's coming down from the Most High and from the Lamb, right? It's coming down onto the earth. So this water could be basically like a physical manifestation of that this water coming into these various wicked states, right? Symbolic that, hey, guess what? You know, your kingdom is over with, right? Because that living water is coming in, which is contrary to the ways of Esau, you know. Calm.
I gotta preach that real quick. That's also symbolic because everything has a spiritual meaning. The Lord taking out these transportations. That means if you don't have no transportation, that means you stuck in that place, man. Right? Because in New York, you travel here and there through that system, right? That's how New York gets around, either by foot or through the what's it called, the subway, right? That's a known what's it called, transportation system. But let me get this real quick in 2nd Ezra 15 and 17. Because you best believe you had people at work, they probably got for work, they trying to get home, and guess what? They couldn't go home that night. They probably had to stay the night in a shelter, right? So this 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Straight like that. You're going to want to go to the city, but you're not going to be able because the Lord had that flood happen, and now you can't go to work. Now you might be at work. Now you can't get home to your kids. Your kids starving. The mom might be at home. And in New York, there's a lot of broke families out there, man. All right? It's not rich like that. There's some place that's rich. There's a lot of broke, areas as well. The mom might be at work. The kids might be at home. She can't get home that night. Now they're starving. So the Lord can do that. He can jam ways up like that, man. So those are, and these prophecies, we keep bringing it out on different occasions. There's levels to it. Like this 2nd Ezra 15 and 17 is not on a major level, right? You dying of a famine is not on a major level, right? There's nothing's really on a major level yet. It's more on a minor towards medium level. There's levels to it. But that's all I want to say.
That's right, man. That's right. Yeah, so yeah, there's levels to it too, Let me try to share my screen again, right? So okay, yeah, we're not doing that. Let me see. What's any else, right? And there's hella else, like for example right here. It's crazy. See that? New York is flooded. That's crazy. New York City, the city that never sleeps. It's flooded. Okay? And that's the Lord doing that. Right? That's the Lord doing that.
Assist with after this, but also, I will say also, we are prepared to assist with every recovery efforts we will have to assist with after this, but also anti-looting. We will not allow any looting throughout this process, and we will be out there to enforce that. So as I'm asking and begging and pleading with you, please hunker down now, as we will have to hunker down at some point in time ourselves. we would not be able to respond. But as soon as we are able to do so, as conditions improve, we will be able to do so. But please, right now, do your due diligence. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Chief.
I will say also,
So he was speaking on basically, you know, they don't want people to be looting, even though there's a hurricane, right? And they're going to enforce that law, right? But, you know, it's just a lot of stuff, man. It's just a lot of stuff, right? Hurricane Ida, you also have the Taliban, right? All this stuff, man, going on in the world. And those are the signs of the times, okay? Let's get a precept.
I got one.
Come, right? Yeah, let me get this one first, right? It's Isaiah chapter 29 and verse number 6. It says, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire." So that's how the Lord visits the earth. It says you're going to be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake. I saw a lot of videos about, you know, Maryland, you know, East Coast places where this storm is at or is affecting. You know, I saw a lot of it with thunder in the background, you know, and lightning. People making videos about that, right? And that's all the Lord. It says with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest. So that's how the Lord visited the earth as well. The storm and tempest, Hurricane Ida. That's the Lord visiting the earth, right? With Khan, you got it.
Khan. This is the book of Jeremiah. Slakia. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, and verse 60. And it reads, "So Jeremiah wrote in a book all the evil that should come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon." So this book has all written against Babylon: earthquakes, famine, wars, killings, ICBM missiles, the Lord coming back with chariots to destroy this place. All evils is written against this place. It's forever set in stone. Right. Verse 61. "And Jeremiah said to Sariah, when I come into Babylon and shall see and shall read all these words, then shalt thou say, O Lord, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be desolate forever." So the Lord wants this thing desolate forever. There's a spiritual head out on this place to make it desolate forever. And guess what? YAHAWASHI going to fulfill that office. Michael the Archangel going to fulfill that office to come back with thousands and thousands of angels to take this place out the way. Right? It's good for nothing. It's unprofitable, man. Right? On verse 63. If you have something that's unprofitable, let's say you have an empty seasoning, right? In your cabinet that you don't use, it's empty. You're going to throw it away. It's good for nothing. You can't use it. Same thing with this place. It's defiled with blood. It's wicked. It's good. There's no truth really, what's called prospering in this world. It's good for nothing. So the Lord has to destroy this place and cast it out, right? Like some dung. But verse 63, "And it shall be, when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it into the midst of Euphrates, and thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink, rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and I'll be weary." Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. Straight like that. So all the evil that the Lord got in store for Babylon, and this is the beginning. Isn't this called the beginning of sorrows? Let me get that real quick in Matthew 24. This is just the beginning of sorrows. This is nothing, man. A lot of people keep saying, well, y'all keep saying we're in the end days. The same stuff keep happening. The Lord just said it's the beginning of sorrows. When you're at the beginning of something, it's kind of light, it's minor, it's not really anything, right? It's nothing. But when you start getting to the end, hey, man, like when you first start working out, the beginning is easy. You knocking it out. Then you get to the last few reps, you squatting, you can barely get that last squat in. You benching, you can barely get that last bench in, man. Let me get this real quick. Matthew chapter 24. This is the book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse 8. I'll start at verse 7. But this whole chapter good for real. Verse 6. That's our verse 6. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Isn't that happening right now with Cabal? You know, you had Israel, you had what's called Russia and this thing, you got China, right? You got Taiwan. All these things are rumors of wars, man. Right? See that, Slakia, and you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right. So you see Taiwan, not Taiwan, the Taliban, ISIS, you see they rising up and overtaking the US. The Lord said that's not even the end. That's just the beginning. Right. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. That's what nation against nation. You got Esau versus the Israelites. You got Esau versus Esau in this thing, man. Right? The kingdom against kingdom. You got China versus America. You got Russia versus America. You got Israel versus what's it called Ashkenaz, or how do you say it? The Palestinians, man. I forgot how it started with an A, I think. Ashkelon or something like that.
Come.
The Palestinians, right? So it's kingdom against kingdom, right? You're gonna have America and its allies versus, you know, all these different other allies. And guess what? Guess who's gonna come out on top? Russia's gonna come out on top. China's gonna come out on top. They're gonna defeat America in this thing, man. Right? Let's keep going. And there shall be famines, like in Yemen. That's a famine in Yemen, and no one really talks about it. There's actually a famine kind of like a majority of the world, but no one really knows about it, man. If you look on the news about, I know it said a year ago, and it was a couple of months ago, it said a biblical proportion famine will be coming soon, man. That's what the UK said. So a famine is about to come very soon. A spiritual one and a physical one. The spiritual, you won't be able to, the prophets out there breaking down the scriptures, telling you to repent. A physical one, you won't be able to eat, drink. And a lot of people, they eat for fun. That's how they get paid. They got these big houses because they do go to mukbangs or mukbang for fun. They go to McDonald's. They eat they don't fast. When people don't eat for 12 hours, they're going to lose their mind. Right? And that's predestined, and that's a prophecy of a famine coming to Babylon. Right? And there's going to be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And that's all happening right now. Everything that's read is happening right now. Let's see what the Lord said. Verse 8. All of these are the beginning of sorrows. So all these things that I just read through the Spirit, all these things are happening right now. But the Lord just said, these are just the beginning of sorrows. It's just the beginning. It's nothing. It's light. Look how you got it.
That's right, man. You know, brother's kind of getting into it. No. Hey, you know, all praises. I got this precept as well. Right, Isaiah chapter 28, verse 7. But they also have erred through wine, and through strong drink are they out of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. You see that? Now, who are the priests and prophets now? Right? Because they're supposed to be the leaders of our people, right? The priests and the prophets, you know, like how the Lord said in Malachi, right? Malachi chapter 2, verse number 7, it says, right? For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law out of his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts, right? So you should seek the priest's lips. They should always keep knowledge, right? The priest, when you see a priest, he should always be dropping some knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Whether that, you know, that's in the law or whatever, right? But he's always dropping some knowledge. The priest's lips, they should keep knowledge, but our priests now are who? Creflo Dollar, you know, TD Jakes, the TD Jakes pastors, you know, and deacons and bishops, right? So-called, because they're not really, right? But it says that the priest's lips should keep knowledge, but they don't. And they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is a messenger of the Lord of hosts. So they're really the people that's set up to lead us. So basically, our leaders have erred through wine and strong drink, man, right? And so that's why you have, people that our people look up to, like Boise, right? You have certain rappers. You have what's you have certain pastors saying, okay, get fully bee sting so we can go back to church. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, seriously? So they're airing through that strong drink. You know what I'm saying? Esau's giving them the strong drink. Now they're drinking it. Now they're drunk. Now they think that, I saw a video of I don't even know the dude's name. I forgot the dude's name, but he's like a famous pastor, right? Of course it's Jake. And he's like, ain't no shot gonna stop me from doing the work of the Lord. Amen. Right? And basically what he's saying is, and then people are like, but you don't know what's in it. Well, I'll leave that up to God. I'm like, wait, what? Where's that at, brother? Where's that at? All right, what precept is that? So hey, it's just folly madness, and they're airing through that strong drink, right? That the Lord had in Babylon the Great to give to everybody, right? But we have to get them out of that strong delusion, right? Let's go to the book of 2 Thessalonians. All right. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians. That's why you can't always rely on the media, right? Let's right. Where is this at?
About delusion.
You said what?
About the delusion precept?
No. Like I know the precept. I'm just pulling up Medea, right? Or Media. Right. So the goddess Medea or Media, right? What are Medea's powers? Because she's in Greek mythology, right? This word media and Media or Medea, which is a Greek goddess, their names are pretty similar. All right. It says in Greek mythology, an enchantress who helped Jason. You see that? An enchantress. She married Jason and used her magic powers to advise to help him. So she had magical powers. She was the goddess of illusion. So that's what you're watching when you're watching this mainstream media. That's why a lot of people, they start listening to Fox News, start listening to CNN, and if you just listen to those media outlets, right? MC, BCN or whatever, right? BBC News, right? If you're just listening to the mainstream media, you're going to get indoctrinated and think that, oh shoot, this pestilence. Yeah, that's a word for it. This pestilence is just out to get us, man. We have to be taking these things. You're not taking it. I don't know what to tell you. That's what my teacher said. That's what my teacher said, literally, in my third period. It was like, everybody get the bee. He didn't say beast thing, but you understand, right? It's like, everybody, should be getting the beast thing. If you haven't gotten already, man, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm like, what? Are you serious? But that's what they say. All right. Why? Because that man, he listens to the mainstream media. Okay. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:11. I'm sorry, verse 10. I'm sorry, 9. And also, just put this out here. You have brothers saying that the son of perdition is talking about Israelites. That is off as hell, man. Right? It's not really talking about Esau. Well, let's see. Let's just read these precepts, right? 2 Thessalonians 2:9. Even him who's coming is after the working of Satan. Right? Are we really going to say that Israelites, their working is after Satan? Right? Remember, Satan has all power. Like, he doesn't have all power, but he has power over the earth. Israelites do not have power over the earth. Esau does, right? Because Satan, is using Esau, right? And vice versa. It says, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, right? In them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. See that? So a lot of people, they're under a strong delusion, and they don't even know it. That's the thing about it. They don't even know that they're under that strong delusion. All right. They don't even know that it's bad to be taking a bee sting. They don't even know that it's bad, right, to be sinning against the Most High. They don't know the repercussions of it. They don't understand it. They don't understand the judgment of the Most High. They don't really believe that the Lord is coming back. All right. That's a strong delusion. Kanye got it.
Good. It's a just balancing this thing. All that they're doing is propaganda. They prophesying on the media, man, telling you a false delusion. They're prophesying on the left hand side. Let me get this real quick. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but just weight is his light. So on the right hand side, you got the prophets out there, you got the servants of the Lord on the highways and byways telling you, hey, all hell about to break loose, a famine's about to come, right? The Lord's about to come back with thousands and thousands of angels and things of that nature. We're prophesying on the right hand side. But again, it's a just balance. You get the left hand side, the wicked side, you got the media, TV, you got the so-called white man prophesying on the news. He got the Simpsons. Everybody keeps saying, how did the Simpsons already know what's about to happen? Like, it's all, what's it called? It's all demonic. It's all wicked, spiritual on the left-hand side. They use propaganda to foretell you what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, this, tell a vision. They telling a vision on the left-hand side. Because that's all I wanted to say.
Khan, that's right, man. That's right. They're telling a vision on the left-hand side. Khan, that's right, though. All right. Khan, I also want to show this. Anything you want to pull up too? Okay, Khan. All right. So let me pull this up as well. All right, let me pull this up as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to play this audio I'll play this audio though. All right. This is fine. Okay, so that was in London. Apparently, right? And that's and they're gathering together. Okay, they're literally gathering together, right, and protesting against, I believe, the mandatory bee sting, right, for the pestilence that's going around, right, and that's not just in London. That's in all other places. That's in Germany. That's in France. Okay, that's in a whole types of different countries. That's in you just had the Melbourne protest in Australia. Okay, and it was said to be illegal, right? It was said to be illegal. I might also play this as well, right? So YouTube might take this down because of that, right? We might flag the video or whatever. But let me see.
We don't want
You had a point, King? Okay, come on.
no shot. No shot. We don't want no shot.
So they're saying that they don't want it, right? And I just play without the sound, just be engaged in, right? So what they're saying is, and this is also a rally in New York, okay? Of this, literally like a few days ago, and as you can see, they're not even wearing masks, and they're not, and I would say, you know, I wouldn't say all of them, right? But most of them don't have the beast thing, all right? And they're not wearing masks. They don't give a damn about that, right? The government is not my parent. Where there's risk, there must be choice. No to that, right? Etc. Etc. Okay. No, this also.
Union members, it's non-union members, it's dance moms and dads, it's little girls taking ballet class, being forced to wear a mask. We will not comply. We will not comply.
These mandates and these oppressive policies turn you, our heroes, into zeros. You can't keep your jobs. You won't be able to go into a gym or a ball game or a theater or a restaurant. This is blatant, irrational discrimination, and it's unjust.
Then again, what does Esau know about discrimination, right? But yeah, that's all that's going in around the world, and I encourage brothers to be watching about this pestilence or the beast things, right? You know, me, that's, you know, Lord really has me to be watching about that too, all right, a lot, you know. So I'll be, you know, trying to keep up to date with all that stuff, because literally it's, and we know that it's coming, mandatory beast things for everybody. And really, there was also a clip. Oh yeah, I gotta get this right. Khan, you got it, King. In the meanwhile, when I get this.
Yeah, these are children of base men, children of fools, man. Like, I never seen grown behind people complain about everything, man. Don't get me wrong, the beast thing, of course, that's madness. But people, that's what they wanted, man. Don't they have that American pride? They have these, you know, they have pride for the country, but when they do something that they don't like, now all hell breaking loose. You gotta deal with it. That's what you pay your taxes to. That's what you put your money into. That's what you what's called put on a pedestal. All right, you gotta deal with it, man. You gotta deal with it. That's like you doing a trade or you doing Bitcoin, then you start losing money, and you put all your money into that, and you lost your money. The only person you can blame is yourself, because you gave that power. You gave all your money to Bitcoin, and then you lost all your money. You gave all your power to these kingdoms. Guess what? They finessed you, man. Let me get this real quick in Matthew chapter 12 and verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said to them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So there's no order in Babylon. There's no order, what's it called, in Melbourne, right? Melbourne, like you said. There's no order in France. All hell breaking loose in China. Right? All these different countries, there's no order, man. And where there's no order, the kingdom where there's no order, the kingdom gonna fall in this thing, man. How can you have, that's like you having a household, the man is against the wife, all that's gonna come to crumbling into pieces, right? The stone's gonna fall, right? Gonna end up in a divorce. Verse 26.
Right.
And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So how can Satan cast out Satan? That doesn't make any sense, right? So we got Satan, the Edomites, trying to cast out other Edomites. You know, it's not going. It doesn't make any sense, man. So there's a lot of uproars happening right now that's going to cause these kingdoms to fall in the first place. Come
on, that's right, man. That's right. I had this. Okay. I had this pulled up.
And it's for every adult to get a booster shot 8 months after you got your second shot. And it's for every adult to get a booster shot.
So what was he saying, bro? Right, he said for every right. What was that? You know, what was he saying?
It's for every adult to get a booster shot 8 months after you got your second shot. And
all right, let's get Revelation 13. All right, this is Revelation 13 and verse 14. And deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, right? Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. What does that mean? Make an image to the beast? Because your image is not just, you know, your likeness. Your image is something that you represent, right? So the image of YAHAWASHI is what? Righteousness, right? As the Lord said, that the righteous, they're going to be conformed to the image of his son. It's Romans chapter 8, verse 29, right? For whom he did foreknow, them he also predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, right? That they may be the firstborn among many brethren. Talking about the elect. So your image is more than just your physical appearance or whatever, or a picture, right? Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and. So what does that mean? Giving life to the image of the beast. So if Esau, right, Babylon the Great, namely, stands up for what? Wickedness, right? Unrighteousness, homosexuality, all that stuff. Oh man, we gotta talk about Lil Nas then. Right? So if America stands for that, they're gonna make it they're gonna make the image come to life. What does that mean? Meaning that he's creating things that's basically and essentially based off of that image, right? So for example, you know, creating the LGBTQ LMNOP group, right? That's giving life unto the image of the beast, right? Giving life unto the image of the beast is what, you know, just being, you know, just creating wicked things, right? For example, you know, maybe like bee stings, right? The bee sting mandates. That's giving life to the image of the beast, right? It's coming out. It says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. If you're not getting down with his society, you have to be killed, right? If you're not bowing down to white Jesus, you have to be killed, right? If you're not conforming, if you're not conforming to the narrative that the so-called white man Esau is God, right? You have to be put to death, you know. So that's, you know, and that's Esau, right, enforcing his will upon the children of Israel first and foremost, and other nations, you know.
nothing.
Okay, con, that's right, man. All praise to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Right. So yeah,
I can get this real quick, actually.
con.
Job chapter 10 and verse 21, and it reads, "Before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death." And this is the shadow of death, the land of darkness. When it's dark, you don't know what's going on. You can't see. There's a lot of wickedness happening in the shadow of death. Verse 22, "A land of darkness, as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness." So it's a very dark land. Again, Halloween, so-called, is right around the corner. Spooky season. Everybody comes out in it, right? It's madness. It's wicked. It put a demonic spirit on you. Everything's done, in the dark. You're not gonna be going what they be doing trick or treating in the daytime. You don't see people trick or treating at 12 o'clock p.m. when the sun's all the way up. They wait till the sun goes down to do what they got to do, right? And sometimes they have parties, wicked parties, we cannot even talk about on this thing, right? These are illuministic ones. They do a lot of wicked things in the dark. So this land is called the shadow of death, a land of darkness where there's no order. Again, there's no order in Babylon, America. Everybody's against each other, right? There's no order in France, no order in Melbourne. These people, like it says in 2nd Ezra chapter 15, let me go ahead and get that real quick. Everybody's bucking up against the system. There's no more order, right? Everybody's getting. Okay, you got it.
No, con, you got it. I was just saying, yeah.
This book is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15, and it reads, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." It's exactly what the Lord said. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Right? Verse 16. "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So no one cares again what the government has to say. Who gives a crap about Biden? Right? No one cares about what the officials have to say or what order they put out, because there's no order. Right? The citizens are bucking up and they had enough. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Con, that's right, man. Citizens are bucking up. That's going to come, that's going to happen, way more, right? This is literally nothing, This is, it's something, but it's not to the point to where they really going to be coming out, right? Let's go to 2nd Ezra. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, right? 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse number 22. "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." So the full storehouses are going to be found empty. All right. And when you go to the stores, you can see how the food is running out. You can see that. Where is the food going? Where is the food at? Right. Hey, before, and I remember when I was young, right? I remember, I used to always go to the store all the time, bro. With my parents, right? Give my mom and my dad. I had to go to the store, right? So I'll go to places like Safeway and whatnot, right? And so I remember, and this was when I was a little kid, that I never saw the back of a certain place, where you get the food, like you grab the food from, right? Never saw the back of it, never, right? It was always full. Everything was full, had packs of just everything. It was just packs, everything, right? But now, 2021, went to the stores, I can see the back. I'm like, what the heck? It's just they try to make it look like it's, nothing's running out. But it's running out. It's nothing here, It's, literally, there's, it's just like, dang, comparing to the years before that, So things are really, brewing up, and it's literally a state of emergency States have declared states of emergency because they're hurricane and whatnot, right? Because of just natural disasters. You literally have a one of the biggest droughts, or the harshest droughts right here in California right now. So literally all hell is breaking loose, man. All right, let me look up this real quick too, right? Oh yeah, Khan, see that? Right. What's this? The name Ida, right? Naming. Ida is a feminine given name found in Europe and North America. It is popular in Scandinavian countries, right? Where it's pronounced Ida, right? The name has an ancient German etymology, according to which it means industrious or prosperous, right? Industrious or prosperous, work, labor, right? Hardworking, prosperous, the industrious one. So that's what Ida means, right? So it just so happens that Hurricane Ida is one of the harshest hurricanes. It's the industrious one, the prosperous one, right? And that's the Lord. That just reminds me of the Lord's power, right? Because he's controlling that hurricane. The Lord is literally controlling that hurricane, and he's making that hurricane's way prosperous, into destroying Louisiana, into destroying certain parts of the country. And it hasn't even hit land yet. Okay, it hasn't even hit the land. It's still over the Gulf of Mexico. So how much more when it's actually in the land? That's coming, man. If you're not protected under the shadow of Almighty, it's going to look bad for you, right? Let's go to the book of let's go to Psalm chapter 44, verse 6 then. All right, this is Psalm chapter 44, verse 6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. So the righteous man, they say, I will not trust in my bow, right? It says, neither shall my sword save me. So in any trouble, we shouldn't be relying on our guns, right? Yeah, this hurricane coming. I got my secret bunker. I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just hide under there. Your secret bunker is not going to save you if the Lord doesn't want that to happen, right? Even in war, right? You can't trust in your bow. Yes, you may have a bow. Yes, you may have a gun. Yes, you may have this. You may have helmets. You may have all this equipment for war, but we can't make that our trust, right? Can't put our trust in that and think that that's really going to deliver us. Can't trust in our gun. When Esau come, hey, probably Jason probably saying, when we say that, hey, Esau is going to be kicking down your door. Esau is going to be kicking down your door for the lack of bread from great tribulation. 2 Ezra chapter 15. And, Jace would be like, hey, I got something for him, right? Oh, they're not going to kick down my door, right? Because if they do, they're going to get met with this, And so they're trusting in their gun, but they don't make mention of the Lord, right? They don't say that, they want to make the Lord their trust, which we have to be doing, right? I appreciate for that. This is Proverbs chapter 20, verse 7, right? It says, I'm going to start at verse 6. Now know I that the Lord saveth his anointed. So the Lord saves his anointed. He's not going to save the man that he doesn't care about, right? He's not going to save the man that wasn't calling upon him, right? That doesn't even know his name, that's not trying to keep the commandments, not trying to be sincere, not any of these things, not having a broken and contrite heart. The Lord's not saving that man, right? That the Lord saveth his anointed. He will hear him from his holy heaven. So when his anointed is calling upon him, hey, the Lord's going to hear him, right? It says from his holy heaven, come. with the saving strength of his right hand. So the saving strength is right hand. Is the Lord's hand shortened that he cannot save? That's Isaiah 59:1. Or his ears heavy that he cannot hear? The Lord, he can hear you. He can even, nothing is impossible for the Lord. He can even hear the cries and the prayers of the sinners. He can, but he doesn't want to, right? It's up to him. You know what I'm saying? It's up to the Lord, right? It says, with the saving strength of his right hand, some trust in chariots and some in horses. So there's some people that trust in chariots and horses, right? They trust in their army. When we tell them about, World War III, hey, China's going to bring down America, right? Russia's going to bring down America. The kings of the East, right? That's in Joel 2:20, actually, right? It's a lot. Let me get that real quick. It's Joel chapter 2 and verse 20. It says, but I'll remove far from you the northern army. What is the northern army? That's talking about Babylon the Great, right? Because it's talking about the land of the north, right? So the land of the north, what their army, and the land of the north is Babylon the Great, right? But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate. So he's going to drive him into a land that's barren and desolate. What is that talking about? That's talking about the Middle East, so-called Middle East, right? In the valley of Armageddon, right? That's the land that's barren and desolate. You look at Israel right now, man, it's barren. It's barren. It's literally dead, talking, on a geographical scale. With his face toward the East Sea, which is the Dead Sea, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea, talking about the Mediterranean Sea. And his stink shall come up. The stink of the dead bodies is going to come up, right? And his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things. So America's going to be cut down, man, right? And he's going to be cut down, through a plethora of things. He's going to be brought to that region to be put down as well, right? That's like going back to this. So you can't trust in your army. You can't trust in anything else. We can't trust in anything else to save us in the day of trouble, except for YAHWAH BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 7. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we, the righteous, will remember the name of the Lord our God. And remember, your name isn't just your name, right? Like the name AHBAYAH, right? It's not just AHBAYAH's name, okay? When men hear about AHBAYAH, oh yeah, AHBAYAH, yeah, that's a good brother, trustworthy, yeah, he loves the Lord, right? He's diligent, all this stuff should pop up, right, in their mind. That brother has a good name because he has that name holds a reputation, So, and also of his good works, especially brothers that know him like that, right? So the same with the Most High God. When we hear the name YAHWAH BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, we also think upon the works of YAHWAH BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. We think upon his reputation, right? We think upon all the things that he did for the nation of Israel, right? So when we think upon that, all that is in the name of the Lord, right? Everything that he did, and what he represents to this day is in the name of the Lord. So that's why also he's saying, but we will remember the name of the Lord, YAHWAH BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, our God. When you remember the name of the Lord, you're also remembering the acts of YAHWAH BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, which should build up your faith. All praises. So lucky, that's kind of long-winded.
You hear me?
Come.
Khan, did you pull Psalm 73, or what precept was that one?
That was Psalm chapter 20, verse 7.
All right, Khan, let me get that one. I have a precept kind of one out there.
Come.
I got two precepts. One touching on that image, the name, right, and another one though. But this was a psalm. Or were you done, Salakia?
Yeah, come.
Okay. The Psalm chapter 73 and verse 20, and it reads, "As a dream when one awakeneth, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image." Same thing with their name, what they stand for. If you coming in the name of Satan, that means you coming in the image of wickedness, in the name of wickedness. If you come in the name of YAHWASHI, you come in the name of righteousness, right? Austereness, right? Brotherly love, right? If you come in the name of Babylon or the world, when you say that I'm coming from the world, I'm gonna be like, so you got blood on you, so that means you commit fornication. That means you worship idols or something like that. When someone's in the world, that's their name that they stand upon. But if someone's in the truth, my first image to think about, oh, so he worship Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. That's what he stands for. That's the name that he's coming in, right? But that's one precept for that. But another precept I was going to get was touching on how the Lord, he's our strength. And really, we shouldn't be fearing nothing, man, because the same promise, covenant he gave to Abraham, it went down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to the 12 tribes. It's the same way he made a covenant just with, you kind of, just you in this thing, man. But this Genesis chapter 15 and verse 1. After these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, "Fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward." So just imagine the Lord saying that to you. That's exactly how it is, right? The Lord said, "Fear not, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward." Straight like that. You got protection right about you. The Lord even said that let me get that real quick. A lot of people are not going to taste death, until the Son of Man comes in this thing, man. Right? So a lot of people, they're already predestined to be immortal. But they don't know it yet. Right? Some people are predestined to get destroyed. Vain people to get destroyed. Some are predestined not to even die in this thing, man. But let me get this real quick. Book of Matthew, chapter 16, and verse 28. "Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom." But
That's right, man. All praise YAHWASHI. Also, when you go to Psalm chapter 18, and that's another thing that we have to be praying for, deliverance, also mercy from the Lord. Because when you go to Proverbs, or not Proverbs, Psalm chapter 18, verse 25, "With the merciful thou wilt show thyself merciful, with an upright man thou wilt show thyself upright." So with the merciful, that's who the Lord is going to show mercy to. Right? We have to be praying for mercy, and we have to be merciful to each other as well. Right? Because you can never have too much mercy, man, when it comes with the Lord. Right? So we always want to be increasing in our prayers directed for what? Wisdom. It's like not wisdom as well, right? But mercy as well. Because that mercy, that grace of YAHWASHI is really what's going to get us here. That's why it says, "For by grace are you saved through faith, and not of your own selves, lest any man should boast." Right? Roughly paraphrasing. Verse 26, "With the pure thou wilt show thyself pure, and with the forward thou wilt show thyself forward." So that's how the Lord is going to treat us. He's fair and just. If you're trying to be righteous and sincere, he's going to show favor onto you. But if you're trying to be forward, if you're not trying to listen to the Lord, right, then the Lord's not trying to listen to you. Verse 27, "For thou wilt save the afflicted people, but will bring down high looks." So he's going to save the afflicted people. Who's being afflicted? That's us. That's the nation of Israel. That's the whole nation of Israel. We're being afflicted right now, right? We're being afflicted. Why? Because we're in captivity. Brothers and sisters in this truth, we're also afflicted too, right? Because we have to go through all that pain, trials, and tribulation, right? For the Lord. It says, "But thou will bring down the high looks." Who is that? Who has the high looks? That's talking about Esau and the other nations. You know, we will say, yes, Moab is very proud. We have heard the pride of Moab. You know, the Moabites are proud, right? Esau, he's proud, right? Verse 28, for thou wilt light my candle. The Lord my God will enlighten my darkness. So you want the Lord to light your candle, right? We should be on fire for the Lord. You know, you want the, come on, right? You want the Lord to light your candle and even increase that flame, right? You know, because when you blow upon a fire, start adding the oxygen to it, and that increases the flame, you know? So come on, we should be on fire for the name of the Lord, right? In these last days, in order to receive that mercy, in order to get out of here, man, right? So come
Got nothing.
Okay, Con, yeah, so we can bring our closing precepts. Let's try to stop at 1:30. Go. So yeah, talking about the time. All right, let me know if you got yours. I don't think I have mine. All right.
Out there.
Okay.
Chapter 1 and verse 12, and reads, art thou not from everlasting, O Lord my God, my Holy One? We shall not die, O Lord. Thou hast ordained them for judgment, and Almighty God, thou hast established them for correcting. So Habakkuk, the Lord through Habakkuk saying that we're not going to die in this thing, man. You get the faith. You believe that YAHWASHI came. You believe that YAHWASHI is. You believe in the Most High God. You're not going to die in this thing, man. You're going to be forever living. Like I said before, there's people walking the earth who's not going to die, who's ever living, even in these fleshly bodies, man. Right? So we got to, what's it called? You got to just keep the faith in this thing, man. What kind you got it?
Con, that's right. I'm about to say keep the faith. All right, con, that's right. Hey, this is Philippians, right? Damn, it's just a lot, actually. Hold on now. Okay, well, I'm gonna bring this out, right? It's Philippians chapter 1 and verse 20. It says, according to my earnest expectation, my hope, that in nothing I should be ashamed, but that with all boldness as always. So now also my Mashiach shall be magnified in my body, whether it be by life or by death, right? So that's what Paul said, man. That's how hard the Lord, or Paul was going for the Lord, man. He said he wants to magnify YAHWASHI, right? He said, hey, YAHWASHI, he's going to be magnified in my body, man. Yeah, no doubt, right? Whether it be by life or by death. See that? So, at the end of the day, it's also about uplifting YAHWAH and giving him all honor, glory, and praise at the end of the day, man. Because we're just unprofitable servants, like the Lord said, Luke 17:10. We don't deserve this truth, but guess what? We're here, So we have to, bring forth in labor, right? We have to bring forth our fruit to YAHWAH, right? Also want to end it off with this, right? This is Romans chapter 10, verse 13. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Talking about Israelites, right? How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed, right? So how you going to call upon the name of the Lord you don't even believe? Remember, you have to have that faith in order for you to be justified, right? It says, and how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard, right? And how shall they hear without a preacher? So brothers, we have to be doing the work. Lord willing, we can all go out to camp, right? And if you see another brother preaching the words of Most High God, You know, he's calling upon the names of the Lord, right? He's trying to do the work. Hey, don't down him, brother, just because he's not in your camp, right? Don't be like, you know, don't intentionally not salute him, right? He's trying to do the work of the Most High. We're trying to push this truth, man, out to the four corners of the earth. The Lord said that has to happen, right? That this gospel has to be preached amongst all nations. Then the end shall come. Brothers that's getting on other brothers, you know, oh, you shouldn't be teaching if you're not in my camp, right? Why are you out here, right? If you're teaching that, you don't really want Yahawah to come back, man. You know, you really don't want the end to come, right? So come, because you know the Lord said that has to happen. So we have to be teaching, right? We have to be exhortating, putting out videos to the Spirit and power of Yahweh BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, trying to, you know, confess the name of Yahawashi, right? Like how the Lord said in Matthew chapter 10, verse 32 on down, right? Whosoever shall confess me before men, him shall also confess me before my Father, which is in heaven, right? BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. Come on, right? So with that, I'd like to close up as Brother Yasharala.
Brother AHBAYAH.
Come back to y'all yet another video to the Spirit and power of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Mahasiyak, Malak Yahawashi, Shabbat Shalom to all that's observing it, right? Today, Kwame Yasharala, right? Keep enduring. Shalom.